I think we definitely witnessed history this time in Tokyo 2020. And we got to witness Siobhan 2 silver medals. That is like way better than when I got to watch Michael Phelps at 2008 for 8 gold medals. I think Siobhan is definitely the GOAT for Hong Kong.
Did you have any conversations with her while she was in Tokyo, or did you get a chance to talk to her a lot, or what was her mind frame like going into that?
All of us girls stayed in one room, like in one apartment. There's like 4 rooms, and she has her own. But yeah, we get to spend all these downtime together, and we walk around the villages, like we eat and all that. So she has always been this like the most relaxed and chilled person, and like the best friend to hang out with. And that kind of mindset is, you don't really expect that kind of personality from being on such a high level. It's because we talk about how we could get nervous sometimes, like especially at meets like this, but she's just like, though she, like all of us knew that she has the chance to medal, but she doesn't, at least she never really showed to us that she is on that type of nervousness. So I'm pretty sure, like even for me, like we're all learning from her in this way.
And that was your 4th Olympics.
Yeah. Yes.
I have to ask, like when you were younger, and you mentioned a lot about how you didn't sort of totally get into swimming till you went to college in the US. Did you ever have any dreams as a young kid? I remember talking to Siobhan, and she mentioned that she actually said that she wanted to win a medal when she was like 8 or 9 years old. Was that ever even in your thought process? See,
I think that's the difference between like Olympic medalists and like us participating in the games. I think I had that kind of thought before, but the way that she really put in the hard work day in and day out definitely makes a huge difference. Like, not saying that we didn't put in the hard work every day, but like I think it's from how you train to how you sleep to how you eat to how you live your life, like in your mindset, like everything that counts. So even for me, like being in 4 different Olympics, it gives me a lot of experiences, but I think it's very different when you speak of being in the game versus medaling. Like that's a whole different level, and that definitely elevated the whole entire Hong Kong sports culture, and yeah, for our swimming like team too.
And now you have another side to you, fashion and modeling and acting. I believe you mentioned when you were younger you wanted to be a fashion designer. Was that one thing? How did that? Was there a point where you said, "This is something that I enjoy doing, and I'm going to do more of it"? Because I know there's a lot of athletes who just stick to competing, but you've definitely branched out.
See, that's I guess good and bad side of branching out. I definitely opened up new doors for me, like post-athlete life. But it's always tough given that we have to take out some of our resting time, some of the recovery time to go into, like you said, modeling and side jobs. So it's like people think that athlete has like a more of the relaxing or like a routine lifestyle, and that is because when it's on paper that we only train like 25 hours per week. That's like nothing when you compare to our actual job.
Yeah.
But like I said before, it's everything. It's a lifestyle. It's a lifestyle that people don't really, like normal, ordinary people don't really understand or will never understand, because it doesn't make sense, like to put in all the hard work put in, like when people go out and have a drink, like go out and hang out with a friend. It seems like, oh, it's just like an hour time that could just go by like this. But for an athlete, an hour, they could be very valuable when it comes to your recovery.
Yeah.
When it comes to making it, because what we're talking about in swimming is the 0.01 difference. Like those are the times that when you make the decision to not go and have fun, it's when you
That's
become,
the difference.
yeah, that's how you go
Wow.
0.01 faster.
And now you have a very strong social media following, Instagram and Facebook. How do you make sure that that stays like a positive force in your life? And I know that there's obviously been studies lately about how social media can have a negative impact on people's lives, especially young girls. So what type of sort of role and responsibility do you take in that respect, knowing that, you know, it can be a positive thing, but also a negative thing if it's not used right?
First of all, I think it's definitely new to, I guess there's a new medium for athletes too, Hong Kong athletes, to, I would say, communicate with the mass media through social media. So I think we could definitely enjoy it, especially at moments like this. Like we get to hear what citizens and the crowd got to say to us, and we got to interact with them through social media. But not simply, it's not, and social media, the fun thing about social media is like it's not one-sided. It's two sides. So it's not just simply us being athlete, being positive and influencing the crowd, but also how the crowd is reacting to us, and we get to see it every day. So like you said, it's the positive influence that we bring to them, and what are we taking out of our social media. So I think it's interesting, and it's a complex and tough lesson to learn, and it takes time and experience, and I don't think a lot of the athletes nowadays really can handle 100%, like know the sweet spot to go and make it, I guess, useful, but at the same time protecting themselves.
One last question I have to ask you before I let you go. You're obviously training for the Asian Games. Any thoughts in your head yet about a 5th Olympics, Paris? Or is that, can you give us any scoop on that? Is that something that you're thinking about or still contemplating?
I would love to go to Paris for 2024, but but not sure if I would be using an athlete identity to go or not. So, but yeah, definitely next year's Asian Games. That's what I'm training for right now, and pushing myself beyond the 1 minute mark for 100 backstroke. That's a goal.
That's the goal.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Stephanie. We really appreciate you coming on today.
Thank you.